Hey kiddos, hope y'all are having a great day. How do I get rid of this? Hide. There we go, that looks a little better. Okay, so we are going to move on to our next learning target today. So our new learning target is I will learn how to convert from vertex form to standard form and from standard form to vertex form. So we've learned vertex form and we've learned standard form over the past couple learning targets. So now we're just going to practice converting between the two. So go ahead and get your notebook and follow along with me. We can title our notes Vertex to Standard and Standard to Vertex. Okay, so recall. Hopefully that you know this by now and you don't even need to write it at the top of your paper. But in case you don't, the more you write it, the more likely you are to learn it. So vertex form. Y equals A x minus h squared plus k. Standard form is going to be y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, so first we'll do vertex to standard. So vertex to standard. Oh, my handwriting is horrible today. My hands are so cold. This classroom's like -1 degrees. Okay, for example, if we are given y equals 2x plus 5 squared plus 3. So we're given this in vertex form. We want to go to standard. So vertex to standard, you're going to expand. So you're simply just going to distribute all of this out. So you're going to rewrite it as 2 times x plus 5 times x plus 5 plus 3. So then we can go ahead and we'll distribute the 2 in first. We'll have 2x plus 10 times x plus 5 plus 3. So then we have to FOIL. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5 is plus 10x. 10 times x is plus 10x. 10 times 5 is 50 plus 3. Then we'll combine like terms and simplify so we can combine our x's and our whole numbers. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 20x plus 53. And yep, that is standard form. We have a squared, an x, and a constant. All right, let's do another example. So if we have y equals 3x plus 4 squared minus 5. We're going to expand. So if you're someone that wants to FOIL first, you can do that and then multiply by 3. It doesn't matter what order you do it in, but just for sake of showing work, I'm going to distribute the 3 first. So I'm going to have 3x plus 12 times x plus 4 minus 5. Then I'm going to FOIL. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 4 is plus 12x. 12 times x is plus 12x, and it's going to be plus 48 minus 5. Combine like terms. Y is going to equal 3x squared plus 24x plus 43. So this one is super duper easy. You all know how to FOIL. We did it. We've been doing it forever since like middle school, but we just did it last unit with radicals. I know the radical FOILing was kind of difficult, but this, back to the basics, we know how to do this. So a few more examples that I want you to try. I want you to try this one on your own. You have y equals -3, x minus 3 squared plus 8. So take a second to try that. And once you work that out, you should get the result as y equals negative 3x squared plus 18x minus 19. So use that to check yourself. And so that is vertex to standard. So now we're going to do standard to vertex. So standard to vertex, we want to find h comma k. That's going to be our first step. So let's say we are given y equals x squared plus 10x minus 2. So we found hk in our last learning target when we were finding the vertex in standard form from graphs. So if you remember, the formula for finding your axis of symmetry or your h is x equals negative b over 2a. So you can kind of write a star to yourself, the axis of symmetry. You want to find that. So for this one, we're going to have negative 10 over 2 times our a value is 1. That's going to give me negative 10 over 2, which is going to give me negative 5 as my h value. So once I have my h, I plug it in and I'm going to find my k. So or once I have my x, I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to find my y, if you want to think about it that way. So I'm going to have y equals negative 5 squared plus 10 times 5 minus 2. You're going to type all that in your calculator and you're going to get negative 27. So that means that your vertex is negative 5 comma negative 27. And then what you're going to do is our a value, the a value for our vertex form and our standard form, they're both listed in the very, very front. So our a value is whatever the a value is in your original problem. So ours is 1. And now that I have my vertex, I'm going to be able to rewrite this. So to recall, vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. I'm going to plug in what I know. So y is going to equal 1 times x minus, I have a negative 5 as my h value, squared, plus a negative 27. I can go ahead and I can simplify that. I'm going to have y equals 1x plus 5 squared minus 27. And you don't even really need that 1 there if you don't want it there. I have a note to myself here that when you're doing this assignment in Delta Math, the way they solve it in there is a little bit different than the way I'm showing you here. So it might be a little bit harder to check your answers on that one. But if you like their way better, feel free to watch their help video or please come seek me if you have any questions. But for another example, let's say that we have y equals negative 2x squared plus 8x plus 3. So we're going to want to find our axis of symmetry or our x value. So it's going to be x equals negative b over 2 times a. That's going to equal negative 8 over negative 4, which my x value is going to be 2. So if my x value is 2, I got to find my y. So y is going to equal negative 2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2 plus 3. We plug all that in and we are going to get 11 out of our calculator. 4, negative 8 plus 16. Yeah, 11. We're going to get 11. So that means my vertex is 2 comma 11. I look at my original and my a value is going to be negative 2 because that's what this value is. And then I'm ready to rewrite it. So I'm going to have y equals my a, negative 2, x minus 2 squared plus 11. So this one doesn't really need as much rewriting as this one did because this one had a lot of negatives in it and this one doesn't. So I want you to take a second to try this one on your own. Y equals x squared plus 12x plus 4. Take a second to try this one. Okay, so we're going to do x equals negative b over 2a, and you're going to find your a. For your x, you should have gotten negative 6. For your y, you should have gotten negative 32. And then for your a, it's going to be 1. So when you rewrite that, it should be y equals 1 x plus 6 squared minus 32 is what you should have gotten on this one. So use that as a good way to check yourself to see if you understand what you're doing. If you're completely lost or anything, find a study buddy, contact me, bring your questions to class tomorrow. If I remember right, you're all doing video today, practice tomorrow. So bring all your notes with you, bring all your work with you. Any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at any point in time and I'll get back to you when I can. As always, if you have any missing work, be sure to get that turned in ASAP and shoot me an email once it's finished. But I will see you guys when I see you, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.